Howdy, this is PelWriter, and I'm back with another tutorial in my series on EnderIO. Today I'm going to show you these machines and what they can do. Alright, let's start with the sag mill. This, along with the alloy smelter here, are the two most common machines that I use anytime I'm in a modded world. That's the first two machines that I make. This is kind of like the pulverizer in thermal expansion, although in my opinion it's a little bit easier to make. I can get gather the resources faster to make it, and it is a little easier to use, and it works a little better. Same thing with the alloy smelter. It works like a redstone furnace in thermal expansion, but it does a lot more. All right, let me go over the interface first. Some of these features you've already seen in the generators, and other ones will be common in all the machines in EnderIO. First, the energy bar, which shows the amount of RF that's stored in the buffer. You have your upgrade slot here, which takes one of these capacitors down here to make it go faster and be more efficient. And I'll be showing you a little bit about that here real soon. You have your redstone mode button, which is always active, active with a signal, active without a signal, and never active. And your I/O configuration, which you have this 3D model, and you can pick whatever side that you want to input or output, and right click on it, and you'll have input, output, both, or disable, or none of the above. All right, and this is something new that we didn't have in the generators, but it's in all these machines that I'm going to show you, is a recipe mode, a recipe button. This shows you pretty much what each machine is capable of doing. It'll show you a list of different things that you can put into the input and what will come out of the output. Go check that out when you get a chance. I might be going through a little bit of that later. First off, I want to show you something else that's common in all of them. These upgrades. Without the upgrade, let's just put a couple pieces in here, and you can see the speed that it's working, and it's pulverizing that ore. All right, with a double layer capacitor, and look at the difference in the speed. I'm going to put two more in. It is a lot faster with a double layer capacitor. And with the octadic, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm still not sure. Octadic. Okay, let me put two more in there, and it's even faster. Blam, blam, fast. Okay. So you're going to want to probably, this takes a while. You're going to have to gather a lot of resources to make this, but you probably get an octadic capacitor as soon as possible. And this slot, which is unique to the sag mill, it's called, I think it's called a grinding ball slot. You could put either these dark steel balls or flint in it, and it increases the percentage of the chance of getting items. If you go into this recipe mode, let's go back a couple. Your main output is 100% chance, and all these other outputs you have a percentage of a chance of getting them. With dark steel balls or flint, it increases the percentage of the chance. Say with dark steel balls, the main output, you got 150% chance of getting that item. So instead of 3, you're going to get 4.5 per ore. With the flint, it's 120% chance. So it increases the chance, and your bonus output and your power reduction is changed also, depending on if you used flint or dark steel. Dark steel is a little harder to make, so I suggest using flint all the time and use dark steel when you can. So you just put flint into that slot, and it increases the chance It's really easy to get. You just grab a stack of gravel or something, let's say this is a whole stack, put it through it, and it turns gravel into flint. So you just grab a stack of gravel and then just transfer it over into that slot. In my opinion, the main advantage of using the sag mill as opposed to the pulverizer and other types of grinding tools or machines is the percentages of the ores that you're going to get out of them, like I was showing you a second ago. But it's not always the case. Here's one example of getting more ores. You put in any dense ores and you get 4 per ore as opposed to 3 in most other things. And if you just dig it out with a non-silk touch pick, even using a fortune pick, you still only get 3 ores. One of the disadvantages, okay, let's 9. Let me grab one more. I can make it an even 10. Or one of the ores that it doesn't give you more of is stuff like this. Diamonds, I've used a fortune 3 pick, different types of fortune 3 picks even, and averaged it out to about 2.3 to 2.5 ore per, or diamonds per ore. This, I just put in 10, I got 18 back. That's less than 2 per ore. So you might want to play around with what types of ores you put in. I know lapis, average with a fortune 3 is 14 per ore. There's 9, 18. That was 9, average 9. So yeah, you might want to play around with it a little bit. Here's another cool thing. One of the things that you can do with a sag mill too is there are a lot of ingredients using EnderIO that you can only get certain ways, and this is one of them. By putting sand in a sag mill, you get these silicon balls. They are used for quite a few things. Mostly EnderIO stuff, or only EnderIO stuff, but it's an ingredients in quite a few things. So yeah, you have to actually have it if you want to get some of the EnderIO ingredients. Okay, let's move on to the alloy smelter. All right, let me grab a few things from this chest. Yeah, the interface is pretty much the same as all the other EnderIO stuff. The main difference is the input-output part right here and this furnace mode button. As you can tell, there's 3 input slots, which is cool. If you notice, it's burning 3 ingots at a time. It's smelting 3 ingots at a time. It's because it's actually made with 3 furnaces, which is cool. So it has the 3 furnace slots for input. Let me get rid of that. And one more. Yeah. All right. So in furnace, or in all smelting mode, or in alloy only mode, it will make mostly these EnderIO ingredients is like these alloys. In furnace only mode, and it'll be just like a regular furnace. There is a problem you got to watch out for. If you put it in all smelting or alloy only mode, normal things like sand turns into EnderIO stuff like quite clear glass. You have to put it in furnace mode if you want your sand to turn into regular glass. So you got to watch out for that. There's a couple other things in EnderIO like fused quartz, which is used as an ingredient and also is used for other things. I made a blast. See, it says blast resistant on it. I made a blast frame that when I was doing my draconic evolution videos to do one of the rituals, because it used dynamite, and the dynamite wouldn't blow up the area around it if I contained it inside this blast resistant glass. So that's cool. So you put the blocks of quartz, or you can use just regular quartz. It takes 4 regular quartz or 1 block of quartz to make a fused quartz. So most of the ingredients that you need to make this stuff for EnderIO is made in this thing. This is one of the most common ingredients for most of the EnderIO stuff. It's energetic alloy, and it's made in here. You put 3 things. If you notice, I put gold, redstone, and glowstone dust to make this. That's one of the most common ones. For higher tier stuff, you use this energetic alloy with ender pearls, and it'll give you this stuff, this vibrant alloy. So if you want to make a lot of the EnderIO stuff, it's a good thing to have this alloy smelter, because you will need it. You won't be able to make any of this stuff, or a lot of this stuff, without it. All right, the next 3 items are only used to make different ingredients in EnderIO for making other things. First, we have the Splice, which you put the ingredients in and it'll make whatever other item that you need. If you look in the recipes, it only has 4 things that it actually makes. Ender Resonator, Tormented Enderman Head, Zombie Electrode, and Z-Logic Controller. Those are ingredients for other EnderIO stuff. Oh, it's raining. And it should stop momentarily. There it goes. Yeah, got a weather controller going on, so that helps. The biggest difference in this interface than the other ones is that it has these slots where you have to put an iron axe and a pair of shears up here for it to work. Just keep that supplied. It doesn't go down too fast. They'll last for quite a while, and depends on how many you're actually making. And that's about it with that one. The next item is this soul binder. This only has about 6 different things that it can make too. Ender Rail, Franken Zombie, Ender Crystal, Enticing Crystal, Flight Controller Unit for a different mod, and a Broken Spawner. Each one of these things is used as an ingredient in something else. So just to show you real quick how this is used, I have a villager soul here. You make these soul vials, and they're pretty cheap. Let's see. It's probably right in front of me. There it is. It's a fused quartz and a solarium ingot, which are both EnderIO stuff. You make the soul vial, and you just find whatever mob that you want. It's kind of like a golden lasso, but it'll pick up any type of mob. Well, actually more like a safari net, because it'll pick up any kind of mob, and it's reusable, so that's cool. You can, here, I'll just show you an example real quick. And I'm in creative mode, so this isn't going to frickin' work. I can't pick them back up. But you could lay them down and pick them up. If you're in survival mode, it'll empty the vial when you lay them down, and you can pick them back up again. And you be quiet, dude. I might have to end your life. Okay, so you put the soul vial in the first slot, and then whatever the second ingredient is in the second slot, and then you have to use your XP to get it to work. So it takes 10 XP for this to work, and it'll make this enticing crystal. And you get your soul vial back, which is cool. So yeah, now the next item here is this vat, which makes all the liquids like the ones that I was showing you for these generators. The combustion generator, all the liquids for this, hooch, what's the other ones? Rocket fuel and fire water. And then for the zombie generator, it uses these this nutrient distillation. You make all those using the vat. And I have a few ingredients here. This should do something, and it's not. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I just used a creative portable tank and filled it with hooch, and now I got hooch on my intake, and that should actually be cooking something. I put gunpowder and redstone in here, and yeah, it's making rocket fuel. Cool. So that's how that works. Depending on what liquid input and what solid input you put in, you get another liquid for the output. So that's cool. And as you look through these ingredients, because with these two items, the rocket fuel and the fire water, they only use 2 solid ingredients. But for the hooch and the nutrient distillation, you can use different solid ingredients to get more production from them. The harder the item is to get, the higher the production value is. Like on this one, a poisonous potato gives you ×8 the hooch that you would normally get. So that's really cool. You can play around with that and get, depending on how you want to set it up, get a higher volume of your liquids. Yeah, now we come to a really fun item. This one is really cool. I like this one a lot. It's the painting machine. Let me get rid of a few things out of here and grab a few things from here. Grab some glowstone and some conduit facets. I'll also a couple other things here. Okay, so wait, is there any more diamonds in there? Yeah, let me grab that diamond. All right, so what this does is it gets these, either the conduit facet or glowstone, and changes them to any block that you want. So if you are making a big machine area and you have all your conduits behind your machines and you want to hide the conduits in the walls, if the walls are, say, made out of stone, you just put the facet in there and the stone in there, and it makes it into a conduit facet that looks like stone. Do I have any? Oh, here we go. Here's the actual conduit. Let me lay down a little bit of conduits. So now you just place this on there and it hides it. Put another one there, hides that. So you can have your conduits running all over the place and hide them with the facet. The other use for this is glowstone. Put glowstone in there instead of the conduit facet, and put any other item in this side, and it makes the glowstone look like that item. So if you look, let me turn this to F7 mode. You can see that it's a dark area here at nighttime. I put that down and it lightens it up. Go over here and it lights up that area. So you can actually light up your area with blocks that don't look like lights, or take that out, put another one in. Make it look like the area. Now it blends in. You can't even see the light. So that's really, really cool. I like that. And that's about all this item does, but it's a really cool item. All right, our next machine is this crafter. I've never actually used this. I've used other auto crafting stuff. I think there's one in Buildcraft or something I've used before. Can't even remember what mod it's from. That's how much I've actually used it. But yeah, this one's pretty basic though. I was checking it out, just trying to figure out how to use it, and it looks pretty basic, except for this buffing item stacks. I'm not exactly sure what that does, but oh yeah, okay, I think I got it. Let me try it this way first. What you do is you put in the pattern of the recipe here. So I put cobble and it shows me a furnace there, and I've set this chest up for input and that one for output. So let me just throw a stack of cobble in there. It should automatically make it. Yeah, see, yeah, it's putting it in the right slot even. That's what that buffer thing does. Okay, so it should have made me 8 furnaces. Cool. For more complicated ones, say a piston. And let me put all the ingredients in here for that and watch what happens. Yeah, it is. It's actually putting them in the right slots like this. And it's a lot slower. But I should, yeah, it's only made 3, 4. Yeah, when I tested it a minute ago, I didn't have this on. Let me turn that off again. It'll just throw them in anywhere, and it makes them really, really fast. So yeah, it does a whole stack at a time that way. And it's holding the rest of them here. See, I ran out of cobble. So now if I just throw more cobble in, it'll make more. And now if I threw more wood in, it'd make more. So a lot of things I think you can do with this. I'm going to probably use this a lot in the future now that I know how cool it is. All right, there's the last item that I want to show you is this. It's a EnderIO farming station. So let me set this up and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and I think I'm set up. This is getting more complicated than I expected because I'm trying to, this is a really, really cool item and I use it a lot. And I could do a whole episode just on this one machine, but I'm trying to cram it into about 3 or 4 minutes and it's really, really hard. So let me get right to it. Okay, let me look at the interface first. You've seen this part and the buttons over here, so I'm not going to go into that. Let me say that the one thing that you have seen that's different is this upgrade slot. It's going to make things a little bit different. Instead of giving it more power or making it run faster, it's just going to make the quadrants bigger. If you look at okay, this is the input and this is the output. You put your seeds in here and it's spread up, it's sectioned off into 4 quadrants, which each quadrant is as big as this in stone area right here. That's without any upgrades at all. With the upgrades, it'll go out 2 blocks this way, or on each side. That's with the double layer capacitor, it goes out 2 blocks, and then with the octotic capacitor, it'll go out 2 more. So you can go anywhere from a 7 by 7 to an 11 by 11 to a 15 by 15 area. If you put all the same item in there, then you don't have to worry a whole lot about how you set up your area. But if you put something, a different item like I'm going to do here, in different quadrants, you have to do some precautions. Like the ender lily seeds, to make them grow faster, you put them on this ender stone and it makes it grow faster, so I put that there. On some other items, you might, like if you put ore berries. Essence berries seem to work fine on grass too, but I think ore berries you have to have stone. So you'd put stone in one of the quadrants, or the whole thing, and do it all at once. But so far I've found that most seeds and plants will work if you figure out how to set it up. So I'm going to put these in and turn this thing on, and I'll show you what happens. What the heck happened? They didn't go in. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I have no clue why it did that. When I put these in, they went into each quadrant. And then when I exited, they went back out into my inventory. And it locked the quadrants, and I don't know why. Okay, now that they're in there, oh, that's something I forgot to mention before too, is once you have them in the quadrant, if you're using the same item, you don't have to worry about this a whole lot. But if you're using different items like here, you want them to stay in the same areas, so you need to lock these down. Hit each one of these, and it'll lock that item into there. It'll keep like one seed or sapling in that area, so that when it harvests, it puts more seeds or more saplings into just that one area. Okay, let me turn this on, and there it goes. So as you can see, it evenly spread all 4 of these items. It left a few saplings and seeds in each one. Well, 4, because there was 12, and I put 16 of each seed. So it left 4 in each one. That's for after it harvests, it'll have seeds to replant if it needs to replant. All right, while this is giving this a chance for everything to mature a little bit, I want to show you one other thing on here. Is these 2 slots here I don't think I mentioned. One has to have an axe and one has to have a hoe. I don't think it matters what type, and I think you can actually even put enchantments on them. Like the reason why I have diamond here is for the durability. You could probably put unbreaking on them. I'm not positive about that, so don't quote me, but you could try it. I'm pretty sure it'll work. And your output slot, as you probably just saw in the background, a tree just got harvested. All the stuff that gets harvested will go into the output slot, and you automate these by hooking up conduits or pipes to like a chest or something, and everything will go into a chest, which I have down here. You have to have power running to it, so I also have the power running down here. I will get into the conduits on the next episode, the EnderIO conduits, but you can use any pipes, have them coming in and out of here. I think if you have them on the coming in or out of the sides of this thing, you're going to block spaces for stuff to grow, so that kind of sucks. With EnderIO conduits, you can put them all in the same space from underneath, and that, helps out a lot. So I have a chest here for the input-output. Right now, all the outputs here, you can set up extra hoes and axes and put them in here for input also. And I have my power here. Lastly, on this, I have tried a lot of different things. I actually have a few things in here that I've tried on them. Like I mentioned before, ore berries and a lot of different types of saplings. I've tried regular bushes, different types of seeds. These are flower seeds, which are pretty cool from Aggie Craft. I'm pretty sure you can make almost anything work in it. So just play around with it and experiment and have fun. I guess that's about it with that. And that's about it with this episode too then. So we'll see you on the next episode, which will probably be conduits. So see you later. Adios.